Is that an accurate reflection of the distance between 1 and 3, do you think, between the two teams?
Today or the series?
Generally, I think, yeah.
Well, firstly, I think I certainly don't want to take anything away from South Africa. They showed why they're the number one Test team in the world. And on the other hand, I want to pay credit to the Australian boys to be able to fight it out so tough and stay strong up until, this Test match, I guess. I think what South Africa certainly showed us is when they had momentum, they ran with it for as long as they possibly could. And when they didn't have momentum, they did everything in their power, fight their backside off to try and grab it back. And I think from Adelaide, us not winning that second Test match, they kept running with momentum and certainly outplayed us in this third Test.
In that sense, Michael, were the two critical moments in the series perhaps the last day in Adelaide and the first day here when you had your foot on your throat twice and they got out of Adelaide and they got from 6 for 75 to 225?
Yeah, look, there's probably a few occasions throughout the series where we had momentum and didn't run with it for long enough, that's for sure. And against these teams, the best teams, you can't afford to do that. I think throughout the series we probably missed opportunities along the way as well. We dropped a few too many catches. And again, you can't afford to do that against such great players. There's areas, like I say, there's plenty of pros and cons, and that's something we need to do over the next few days to assess where we continue to improve and the positives we take from this series, but then the areas that we need to get better if we want to get back to being the number one team in the world.
Michael, how do you see the team shaping up going forward? Obviously, no Ricky, and there's been sort of all sorts of things going on with bowlers and rotations, and how do you see all that panning out?
Yeah, again, I think we'll try and pick our best team for Hobart. I think I've tried to make it clear, and I'll make it clear again, that if Peter Siddle and Ben Hilfenhaus were fit, they would have played this Test match. So we can talk about rotation as much as we like, but the fact was they weren't 100% fit to take part in this Test match. Hence the changes we made. And I don't want to take anything away from the Australian bowlers. I thought they bowled really well in the first innings and tried their absolute backside off on a flat wicket in the second innings. I believe the reason we didn't win this Test match or give ourselves the best chance to win this Test match is because of the way we batted in our first innings.
John?
How much did the extra sort of energy about Ricky's retirement have an effect on the team here in Perth in hindsight?
Yeah, it's always going to be an emotional time. There's no doubt about it. I don't think it had an effect on why we didn't play as well as we wanted to this Test match. If anything, it probably, it's surely it has to inspire you, to lose such a great player, knowing it's his last game. That should give you more inspiration than anything else. So, yeah, I'm certainly not blaming that, that's for sure.
What did it mean to you to play so long with Ricky and be able to cheer him off there at the end?
Yeah, it's been a tough week, that's for sure. And I still don't think it's hit the players fully yet. I think it will come the first Test against Sri Lanka when we walk out into the field and see he's not there. The one thing I've said about Ricky for a long period of time is it's not just about what he does on the field or what he gives the team on the field, it's also off the field, around training sessions, in the change room. His help, advice, guidance is something that can't be replaced. So no doubt he's going to be missed. I think the game will miss him. 168 Test matches. Too many one days to remember. What a player he's been. I think he deserves all the accolades that he's received over the last 5 days. And as I said just then on stage, I think it's really important that Cricket Australia do everything in their power to try and keep him involved. I think he still has so much to offer this game, whether that be as a player or not as a player. So yeah, it's been a tough week, that's for sure.
Michael, going into the Sri Lanka series, are you happy with the way the batting order lines up, or you look at sort of moving anyone in positions? Right
now, I wouldn't have a clue. It's something that we certainly need to think about and talk about. Obviously, somebody has to come in for Ricky. I'm sure the selectors have been thinking about that over the past 7 days or 6 days, but I haven't been. So I'll talk to them either tonight or tomorrow. And we'll work out what's best for the team. But right now, I haven't had the opportunity to even think about it, to be honest.
Chris?
Just on that, Michael, would you consider going back to number 4 at any point?
I'll bat wherever, Mickey and I think's best for the team. Honestly, the number that I bat makes no difference to me. if it's best for the team for me to bat 3, I'll bat 3. If it's best for the team for me to stay at 5, bat 4, I'm not bothered. So that's something I guess we need to work out, what player's getting selected first, and then what we think's best for the team in regards to batting order, not just me, but the whole top 6, I guess.